Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Dee, and today we are going to make a birthday card for a future 5-year-old, and she is our grandniece. And anyway, so we're going to get started with this. I have a lot of supplies to show you. It's not hard, but there's a lot of supplies that I've used. So first of all, I've mentioned before, I'm going to get all this together. I've mentioned before that I have watched a lot of Sam Calcott from Made to Surprise, and she has her own brand, Made to Surprise, and she has other YouTube channels too. But anyway, so I have purchased some of her products before, and this is a set I bought several years ago, probably 4 years ago, I think, when they came out. Anyway, so this first thing is called the Perky Pooches stamp set. And if I can find the stamps, I'll show you. This is what they are. It's a dog and all the paraphernalia, grass, and then to go with it, there are these dies that will cut out the grass and most of the little characters here. So that's that. That is what they call the outline die set. And then to go with it, this is what you call the 6x6 and 5x7 pop-up die sets. So this will make sense after we get started here, and they're just dies that you use. I'm not going to take everything out, but they're dies that you use to make the mechanisms for the card. And so that's the basic card style we're going to do today is a pop-up card. And like I said, using Sam's products for that. And so I have, let's see, I've stamped out Have a Possum Birthday. And I think that's all that I use actually from the stamp set. But, you know, I've used this plenty of times. As you can see, stamps are stained and all that. So the dies were what I mainly used for the most part. So I'm going to set those aside. And here's what we get when we use the die. We, first of all, the big one will cut this main panel here, and then there's a strip die that will go into, you put it in here on the side, comes out the other side, and that's what we're going to use for our mechanism. Okay, now this is my 5x7 card blank. We'll just put this aside for now, and I have another set I want to show you because I didn't want to use the dog for Landry's birthday card because I used the same exact set for her older sister 4 years ago, and so, or 3 years ago. So I thought, let's mix it up. Let's do different critters. And so I have this Altenew set called Cat Life. Let's see if it's in shot. Yeah, okay. So, and this is adorable. I used this little cat, and this one, and this one, and the dragonfly, and a ball of yarn. Okay, that's what I used for that. And then, of course, with this set, there are dies. Okay, so I use the coordinating die set, pieces, I should say, to cut out each of the cats. And here we go. And by the way, this is something pretty cool. I don't know if I really didn't point this out to you, but when I said I use these two, this is the outline stamp. This is the kind of like the coloring stamp. So, whoop, right here. So this little cat has the outline, and then I used the Altenew Apricot Frost to stamp this stamp on top of it. And you know, it's not perfectly lined up, but it's okay. Landry's not going to care, and she's just going to love the cats on here. And so that's all that matters. Okay, so I stamped Apricot Frost on this one, and then on this cat I use the Simon Says Stamp Fog ink. I don't think you can get this ink anymore. I think they kind of revamped some of their products because this is quite old. And I tried to find if there were re-inkers on their website. No. So I couldn't even find this color of ink anymore. So they've redone their inks, and I knew they had redone them, but I was hoping maybe they would have some re-inkers. Okay, so this little guy, and then this last little cat, I did the color part in Altenew Snapdragon. Okay, so I have yet to color the ball of yarn and balls of yarn. I actually have two, and the little dragonfly. So let me get these over here, and I'm just gonna put this aside for a second. I've got this little, okay, just pause. When I die cut pieces for making a card, I like to keep the template. Okay, so this is the paper that I used, cardstock, and it's pretty good cardstock. I don't know if it's 180 pounds, but it's pretty sturdy. And so, no, 300 pounds. That's the good quality stiff cardstock. Anyway, so I keep these because if I want to use it again and I want to take the stamp, I can put it inside the template to know where to put the stamp, and it will line up better. Okay, I started with these kind of fresh, so I wasn't able to do that, but I'll use it for the next time. Okay, now I'll set these aside here. So, oh, hang on, I gotta get a piece of scratch paper. I am going to take these little die cuts, and I could have done this before I got on camera, but oh well. Okay, so I'm going to take this. These are Crayola markers. Actually, I bought last summer. Iowa has, and the first weekend in August, they have a tax-free weekend. It's basically Friday and Saturday for school supplies. That is more red than orange. Okay, we'll live with it. So anyway, they do not tax clothing that's I think under 100, clothing and shoes that's under $100, and they don't tax school supplies, with the exception, I'm not sure they don't tax electronics. But anyway, so my husband and I were in Walmart, and I saw these, and I thought they weren't very expensive. They're maybe even like $1. Oh, guess what? That is red. That's not orange. This is the orange. Oh, brother. I wanted to go with the orange. Sorry while I struggle here, trying to get the markers out. Anyway, so my 99-cent or $1 markers, I did not have to pay the 7-cent tax. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's where I got those markers. And I just use them once in a while for coloring in little images. Okay. All right. Now, I think for the dragonfly, I will do purple, because they can be kind of purplish, especially when they're shining in the sun. So color that. We'll just kind of make it organic looking. We're not going to get it perfectly colored in. If I had lighter colors, I would probably color it all in, but it'll just be the way it is for now. Okay, so those are ready. Excuse me. So we have our panel that has the mechanism on here. Now the first thing we're going to do is take one of these cats, and I have to decide which cat I want to use. Boy, I'm having trouble picking up these things today. Excuse me, because the first one, you know what? I think I'm going to do this little guy, and we are going to glue this little guy way at the bottom of this little mechanism. Okay, I have my liquid glue, and Sam says in her video, using this set, to just put the smallest, lowest little bead of glue there, because if you put it too far up, then the mechanism, or the little critter, or whatever you use, won't come up as high. So all that is going to make sense after we get going here. I think I'm going to put this underneath, because if any glue spills out, we'll be in trouble. Okay. I just love these little cat critters. They are so fun. Okay, I think that's good. So now you'll see. Oh no, I did it wrong. Did I do it wrong? Oh no. No, I did it right. I did it right. Sorry. That's how high he will come up. Whew. I thought I was going to have to start this video over. Okay. So that's how that will work here. Now, as part of the, like I said, the stamps and the dies. Oh, I'm having trouble today. Okay. I have die cut these grass backgrounds. And so one will be like down here. And he is going to hide the critter. Okay, so it's going to look like this. And you know what? I'm going to shorten this one up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just trimmed this down about, I don't know, half an inch or so, because I thought it was just going to be way too high up. Okay, so now the thing is, we are going to put this on the panel, but for once in a video, I'm going to use some foam tape, because this is just the easiest. This has got to pop up a little bit, and I'm going to try to get it as right of length as I can, just on the edges here. All right. And we'll turn this around here so I can kind of eyeball it here. This foam tape I've had for quite a while, because I hardly ever use it, because you know I love to use scraps. But this just is so much easier than using scraps. Okay, now give it a little push, because we want to make sure that it is adhered. And I'm just going to take my pokey tool and tear those backings off. Okay, now let's get that out of the way. Okay, now we are going to put this, I got to make sure I'm in camera shot. We're going to put this here. Okay. I think I got it fairly even. So when we go like this, when Landry pulls up on the tab, ha-ha, isn't that cute? You know, I wonder if I shouldn't add a little bit of well, no, I don't know if I can. Oh, shoot. Because he looks like he's floating in air now, doesn't he? I didn't get... maybe we won't worry about it. Landry's not going to care. Okay. Again, we are going to put a little bit of foam tape on this side. I should say that little piece. And then it will pop up and make room for other things we're going to put on here. Okay. Oops. Okay, now get that on there. I think I'm done with that for now. Okay, let's get my pokey tool. And take that backing off. And here we go. We're going to put this down here. Okay. Sure, it's lined up pretty well. Pardon me while I take another drink of my Coke Zero. That's my caffeine of choice, guys. All right, here we go. Try this again. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, now I have these little kittens, little cats. And by the way, I drew, kind of sketched out some clouds. They're not the most perfect looking things, but again, Landry isn't going to care. So this is like our sky. This is our grass. And I think I will put the clouds up here. I'm just going to glue them down right now. And my glue bottle is getting a little empty. Okay, here we go. Do that one. And we'll do this one. I got to figure out where I'm going to put the number 5 to show how old she's turning. So do this. Maybe we'll put the 5 here. Okay. When I make a kid's birthday card, a lot of times I put the year that they're turning. So, okay, is that on straight? Pretty straight. Okay. Now we have to figure out where we're going to put these little guys. Okay. Aren't they just the cutest? I just love these. Okay, now I think I'll put this little guy here. Now the question is he... you know what? I think he's lying down like this. Don't you think? Excuse me, goodness. So I'm going to glue this little guy down here. And we're going to put plenty of glue on there. Because, you know, when you make cards for kids, you want to make sure it's going to stay together. Because Landry will be doing this over and over and over, because that's what a kid does when they're interacting with the card, which this is an interactive card. So we have to make sure it's good and sturdy. All right. Now the question is, do I want to put this little guy here? How would that look once we get it up here? Oh, that's adorable. I love that. He's kind of in the grass, isn't he? Some of you may know, because you've maybe watched my shorts that I've done in the past. We'll just put him in there. We have a cat named Tic Tac, and he's kind of a let's see. He's kind of a gray and white tabby, and just most adorable cat. I think one of the prettiest cats we have ever had. And he's tame. He is an actual pet, whereas our barn cats are all wild, and I don't have names for them. So okay, so here we go. Oh, one more thing. How about you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little tiny border with ink. I've done this before. It just adds a little definition to the sentiment. Okay. Now I don't want to get this smeared on my fingers, so maybe we'll set this off to the side for just a second, and I'll close my ink pad. Okay. And then we have to figure out where we're going to put these balls of yarn. So maybe we should do that first. And because that will probably change where I put the possum birthday, won't it? Maybe we'll put this little guy here. My glue was squirting out and it landed on my table. Come on. Ah, come on. Okay, let's just see. Let's put this little yarn here. I better wipe that up before I'm thinking about it because I don't want it to dry. Okay. All right, now let's see. Maybe we'll put this yarn over here because, you know, they each are going to have their own ball of yarn. Come on, glue. Here we go. And we'll put this little one here. All right. Now we can put this here. Okay. Get plenty of glue on here. Make it child friendly. I do want to put it down evenly. When I stamped this, I did not use my MISTI. I used this block. And I stamped it crooked. So then I had to take this over to my cutter and try to even it out side by side by side by side. It was ridiculous. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, you know, this really is bugging me. I could put a little layer down here, couldn't I? So that it makes it look like he's sitting. But that doesn't look like grass. Hang on. Okay, I have this scratch piece of pattern paper that kind of resembles a log. Okay, so I'm going to kind of round it off a little bit, make it look a little more log-like. Just on these edges, because I think this will be, and we're going to put it behind the grass. Okay, now the only thing is, it absolutely cannot catch on the cat. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful how I put this on here. Make sure it doesn't catch on the cat. We're going to lift the grass a little bit. You know what? I feel like I'm doing a surgery. We're preparing for some big operation. Okay, let's get him. Oh, it did get on there. Ah, shoot. Okay, you know what? I'm going to wipe it off. It will dry mostly clear. And we're just going to do this. And make sure that log is going to stay. And make sure it doesn't catch on the cat's behind. Okay. Oops. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. I bumped my head on my phone. Okay, which I used to film. Okay, let's try this now. Ooh, oh, I still didn't get it up high enough. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. Plan B, hang on. Okay, you're you're just thinking, oh, what is she doing? Okay, I cut another log, basically. And this is gonna be tricky. Okay. I think what I'll do is I will glue here and whoop, come on. Don't fail me now, glue. We'll put little drops here. And then we will put the log behind. And we'll see if we can't get his behind on the log. And I still got a little... Okay. Make sure it stays. Okay, now let's give this a little dry, okay? If you watch my videos normally, you know what comes next. I am going to stamp my Handcrafted with Love by stamp on the back of the actual card base. Okay, and then I'll sign my name. Are we ready? And I think it's crooked. Well, what's par for the course, eh? Whew. Okay. All right, now, oh, one thing I forgot to mention was that when I stamped out the images, the cats, and the balls of yarn, I used this Ranger Distress Archival ink in ground espresso, and it is acid-free, permanent waterproof. I did that because I wanted to use, oh my goodness, there's hair on this. I wanted to use the markers, which is water-based, and I didn't want to smear the actual outline of the stamp, okay? All right. Because I was coloring with markers, that does make a difference. Okay, now, all we have to do, first of all, is put this little guy back, because we want him hiding. And I forgot to get something. Hang on. Okay. One thing I need to do is write pull. Now, if I had a nice pull stamp, I would use it. But because I don't, we're going to use this. And Landry may not be able to read it yet, but her mom and dad can. So, and her older siblings. Okay. Now we are going to glue this onto, and I hope I have enough glue to do this. We're going to glue this onto the card base. Now, the only thing we need to be careful is do not get glue next to the mechanism, because then you know what will happen. It won't slide. It won't work. So we're going to be very careful, and we are going to put plenty of glue. Now, this cardstock that I used for the sky, so-called sky, is textured on one side, and that's the side I'm gluing. So we have to make sure we use plenty of glue, because if it was smooth, no problem. It would catch and it would stay well, and just a tiny bit there. Okay, so we have to be very careful. Now let's get this centered. And because this liquid glue, there's a little bit of wiggle time to make sure I have oh, it's not quite even. Let's get this, come on. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, let's give this a little bit of time to set. And we'll just kind of push down on all the parts. So just a reminder, guys, I put up my videos Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I would love it if you would comment, if you would share this video. If you liked it, do the like button, and say something to me in the comments, like maybe where you're from, or if you like cats, or if you don't like cats. So I would love to engage with you. Okay, so what do you think, guys? This is the pop-up card, and here we go. Oh, isn't he adorable? So adorable. And he's nice, pretty well nice and hidden. There's just a teeny tiny bit here, but I don't think that'll be noticed. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Oh, I better close my glue. I really appreciate it, and I will hope to see you Saturday and beyond. Take care. Bye-bye.